Hello everyone, my name is Cameron. Welcome back to the channel, and here we are for the Evolution 2018 review. Really quick before we get into that, I want to talk on Crown Jewel really quick. So there's a lot of rumors going around about Crown Jewel right now, and a lot of them that have been going around recently have actually turned out to be true. One of those, most notably, being that John Cena was in fact completely out of Crown Jewel. He was replaced by Bobby Lashley on Monday Night Raw. It also seems like Drew McIntyre at the moment is not being added into the match for the Universal Championship, which, to be honest, part of me likes that and part of me hates it. The reason I like it is because it means if he gets out of the match, the reason I like it is because if he gets out of the match, it's a big rumor that he's probably just going to be taking the pin from Braun or Brock, depending on who wins. But the reason I hate it is because also he could definitely be the person winning the championship, because they may not want to push it to Braun, and they definitely don't want to put it back on Brock, because fans are going to get really pissy if it goes back to Brock. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know where I'm sitting at that. If Drew does get out of the match somehow, I wouldn't mind. I'd love to see Drew McIntyre hold that big, ugly red belt above his head. But, I'd also kind of be like, okay, he might just be taking the pinfall in this match, and if that happens, I'm going to be very, very upset. Also, it is rumored that Daniel Bryan is also out of Crown Jewel. I'm recording this before SmackDown, so I don't really know yet if it's confirmed that he's not going to be taking place, or if he's not going to be at Crown Jewel. And finally, the last rumor about Crown Jewel before we get into the Evolution review is that Renee Young may be on commentary. Yes, Renee Young is being rumored to go on commentary for Crown Jewel, which kind of makes me think, are you guys fucking stupidly insane? Look, I get it. You want to try to bring the women's evolution to Saudi Arabia, to a place where it is the worst place possible to be a woman. But do not, for the love of God, do not bring Renee Young there. Don't have a woman on commentary. Just have it be Corey, Michael, and Tom. It's about the best commentary setup they could probably have, is Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Tom Phillips. Just don't try to have Renee Young there, because if you bring her there, it's just gonna end bad. Okay, please just. Oh, and also, I can't really say that until I get to the end of the pay-per-view. So, match number 1, the women's tag team match: Mickie James and Alicia Fox versus Trish Stratus and Lita. Predicted Lita and Trish. Lita and Mickie started the match. Trish starts taking to Alicia. Mickie and Trish start going after each other. I really liked it, their feud being brought back in. 2 count after Hurricane Rana from up top. Fox and James and Bliss trying to walk away. Alicia inadvertently kicks Mickie. Lita goes up top but gets pulled down by Alexa while the official is distracted. Tag team Hurricane Rana, Stratus faction. Alicia is a bit late to break it up, and you can tell this because the referee counts 1, 2. There's no space for a 3 count because the fans chant 3, and then Alicia breaks it up. So, yeah. Twist of Fate, Lita Salt, Chick Kick, 3 count. Lita and Trish win, 1-0 on predictions, 7 out of 10. A lot of the matches on the pay-per-view got a pretty low rating. There were a few ones that shined pretty high, shined pretty bright out of the matches, but a lot of them were kind of low because, to be honest, a lot of the matches are just like, okay, why was this really put on here? Such as the tag team matches. They were kind of like, okay, what's the real point of these? Alright, but on to match numero 2. The 20-woman Battle Royal, my prediction, Asuka. Everyone actually got an entrance, which is shocking because a lot of the time when they do these Battle Royal things on shows, you get like maybe 1, 2 entrances. You get a few entrances, and typically it's on like a pre-show sort of situation, like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal or the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. It's on the pre-show, so there's a time for commercial breaks. So like 1, 2 entrances happen, and then they cut, and then everyone's in. Or they just do a 1 giant entrance for everyone. So I was kind of happy that everyone got an entrance. The Iconics came in, they did their making fun of people thing, and then the bell rang. They did their iconic pose thing before the bell rang. and then the Iconics both got eliminated at the exact same time. The past superstars got surrounded by the current superstars. Molly Holly got eliminated, Kelly got eliminated, Tori Wilson got eliminated, Sonya Deville got eliminated, Alundra Blaze got eliminated, Maria Kanellis got eliminated, which she was surprisingly in the past superstars circle thing area, which is kind of like, come on, that's not fair to Maria. Like, I said that, and then like 2 seconds later, like Renee Young's like, oh, that's not fair for Maria, because she is a current superstar. It's been a while since she's actually wrestled a match, but she is technically a current superstar. Stare down between Nia and Tamina. They do the Roman ooh-ah sort of thing, to pay homage to Roman. Lana tried to like break it up, said, oh, let's have it be peaceful because it's Lana Day, and then Lana got eliminated. There was a giant quadruple suplex. It was such an insane moment to have that happen, because it was like 2 people were there. It was Lana and Tamina on one side, and then 2 more people joined in, and then more people joined in, and it ended up being 4-on-4, like 4 people for each side, and then, yeah. Also, I should add, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose eliminated everyone up to Tori Wilson, and at the same time Tori Wilson got eliminated, Sonya Deville got tossed over the rope, and then Mandy Rose eliminated her, and it's like, sorry. And I was like, wow, what a bitch. Dance break, because of course Carmella decided to have a dance break. Ivory joins in. It was really cringy. Mandy gets eliminated. Dana Brooke got eliminated. Michelle McCool got eliminated. Naomi got eliminated. Carmella got eliminated. Ivory got eliminated. Asuka got eliminated. The Eclipse got hit on Tamina. Tamina got eliminated. Ember and Nia both go over the top. Zelina is surprisingly still in. I didn't notice this. Jesse didn't notice this. Zelina Vega was still in the match. She goes. She hits them both down. Thinks she won. She starts cheering. She's like, yeah, I won. Woo, I did it. And then she gets thrown onto Tamina by Nia, and Zelina gets eliminated. And then Ember Moon got eliminated. Nia Jax wins 1-on-1 in predictions, 7 out of 10. The match itself had some pretty cool spots. There were some really cool moments, especially Nia and Tamina doing the Roman Roar thing. But what really kind of put me off on the match is, one, it seems like the past superstars were there just for the cameo, which kind of was like, okay, I would have liked more of the past superstars to last a little bit longer. I mean, Ivory lasted until what? 1, 2, 3, 4, let's see. 1, so Ember, Nia, Zelina, Tamina, Asuka, Ivory. So 6. She was in the top 6 at the end, which is kind of like, okay, for a past superstar to make it to the bottom 6 is pretty nice. You know, that she was in the final 6 of the match. But it's also kind of like, okay, that was the only legend in the final 6. And the only, out of 7, 8, 9, 10, out of the final 10, there was only 2. Which is kind of like, you know, okay, they were kind of just there for like a small little cameo, which is kind of like, okay. It kind of sucked, in my opinion. And then also Nia winning. It's kind of like, okay, we just got out of her horrible heel, or her horrible run. And then on Raw, it seemed like she turned heel on Ember, and it's like, I haven't watched the match. For clarification, I have not watched all of Raw yet. I've only seen their backstage interview for that point. I've gotten up to about the hour-ish mark, hour 3 minutes-ish, of Raw. So about a quarter of the way through. And the fact that it seems like Nia's turning heel again is like, did you not remember how badly this went the first time? Nia is somehow terrible as a face and pretty damn terrible as a heel. I mean, she did pretty good work with Alexa, but then she turned face, and then she turned heel again, and then, or it seems like she's turning heel again. It's kind of like, okay, she was actually doing really well as a face. She's kind of crappy either way, though. It's like, okay, she's not the best heel, she's not the best face. Where is she going? I mean, if she's a tweener, she's a tweener, but it's like, you know, her face run didn't do great. You know, if you're turning heel again, she's turning to the female version of the Big Show, because that will be since March-ish, since a little bit before March with WrestleMania. That's face. She turned face before WrestleMania. Then it seems like she's turning heel again now. You know, she was heel, then she was face, then she was heel, then she's gone back and forth a lot, and it's kind of confusing as to what she's kind of sitting at this point. But yeah, all in all, it was okay. Ember, Asuka, either of them could have won it. there's probably about 6, 7, maybe 8 women in that match that could have actually won that and had it been an impactful thing. You know, Asuka winning it to go face Becky or Charlotte, Ember winning it to go face Ronda or Nikki. There's a lot of people that could have actually had a very impactful win on that, and Nia winning it was kind of like, okay, that may be a bit of a wasted move for that Battle Royal since Nia won it. No offense to Nia. Match number 3, the Mae Young Classic 2018 Finals. Io Shirai versus Toni Storm. And yes, I finally learned how to say her name. I predicted Io Shirai. It was a very good match. There's some very flippy shit from Io. Toni Storm headed up top. Shirai kicked her down to the outside. Moonsault down to Toni. Shirai gets back in at 8. Storm 0 hit by Toni for a 2 count. 619 by Io, which is really cool. Springboard. This is such a hard fucking part for me to say because like I had difficulty saying this and it was such a badass move. Springboard sunset flip powerbomb for a 2 count, which just, it's like, how the fuck was that a 2 count? That was such a badass move. Moonsault to the knees, Storm 0, 3 count. Toni Storm wins the 2018 Mae Young Classic. 1 and 2 on predictions, 10 out of 10. It was fantastic. They hug. She gets her trophy and her flowers. She hugs Triple H. She hugs Stephanie. It was a really good match, honestly. They both tore the house down. I think this really shows that women's wrestling as a whole has come a very long way, and I really loved it. It was one of my favorite matches of the night. But it seems like a few of the matches did get cut down on time for whatever reason, including this one, which kind of is like, okay, that's kind of a shitty thing, you know, that this got cut down because this was such an amazing match, and they still did amazing. And it reminds me a lot of All In, where it was a situation where their time was running down because for whatever reason it had to be cut down because of time constraints. But it kind of also is like, why? Why did that match get cut down? Because it's WWE Network running this. They could literally have this go over time and have no issues. Like, okay, so random show, table for 3, let's say it's table for 3. So this table for 3 gets pushed back 20 minutes. Big deal. You get your pay-per-view fully fucking put out and the product's fully put out. All In is a situation where that was like, okay, this is a schedule, you have to stick to the schedule, yada, 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 and then, you know, a lot of matches went over time and they finished with 3 seconds to spare, which is kind of like, okay, WWE fucked up here because that got cut down, and it was a fantastic match, and I think the next match, the 6-woman tag match, could have probably been cut down on time a little bit without any issue. So the next match is the 6-women's tag match, Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Predicted Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya because I'm not dumb. Team Sasha in control, Bayley set in the post by a dropkick, ribs first. Lots of double teaming by the Riot Squad. Liv stops Bayley from getting in the ring. Sasha in and taking it to Ruby. Backstabber, Bayley to belly. Liv Morgan saves it by knocking Sasha into Bayley. Sasha comes in, suicide dive. Seems like she messed up a bit, and she gets slammed to the apron. She, like, went for it. If this is the moment I'm thinking of, she went for it, and then she, like, kind of stopped in a weird way, and, like, it was really fucking weird. 2 count after Sarah brings her back in. Double team move. Another one. Natty breaks up the pin. Bayley crawls over Sasha to protect her, which actually was kind of a really cool moment. And then Ruby dives onto both of them anyway. So it's kind of like, what exactly did Bayley do in this situation to save Sasha? Because she probably just made it hurt worse. Sasha kicks out. Tag move missed. Natty comes in. Double sharpshooter to Ruby and Sarah. Morgan drops her with a knee to the face. 2 count. Double stomp. Elbow drop by Bayley. Frog splash. 3 count. Sasha, Bayley, and Natty win. 2 and 2 on predictions. 6.5 out of 10. The match had a lot of botches in it, first off, which kind of put the rating down. Surprisingly, the match did better than I thought it was going to, but this is a match we've seen this sort of match stuff all the time, and it's like, okay, you know, we've seen this match a lot. Sasha and Bayley versus the Riot Squad, or so-and-so versus the Riot Squad, or Sasha versus Ruby, or this one-on-one match and this one-on-one match. It's like, they gave us the same shit we keep getting, and it kind of just disinterested me in this match. I didn't have any interest going into this match. It didn't do very well. It was the lowest ranked match of the night for obvious reasons. And honestly, I think they could have done without this match. Or that this one could have been cut down on time. Match number 5, the NXT Women's Championship match, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. Predicted Kairi Sane. Also, really quick, I do want to mention The NXT UK Women's Championship match was taken off because the episode of NXT has not aired yet. I actually got that cleared up by somebody else. I didn't actually realize that, and it makes sense now that it makes sense that that's why they did it. The big issue I have is that WWE lets these sorts of things get out. Oh, this person won this championship here, but this episode hasn't aired yet, but we're still going to have it pop up on Wikipedia and all this stuff. I really feel like if people are going to an NXT taping, they really should sign an NDA so that way they can't go out and start talking about it. They can't go online and start talking about it, and they can't go talk to their friends about it, because it makes it a lot easier for things like this to not get out. Control going back and forth. Baszler in control, some limb manipulation. She's still in control, lots of back and forth strikes. More attacks to the arms. Ref pulls Kyrie away from Shayna in the corner. Neck breaker by Kyrie for a 2 count. Alabama slam. Insane elbow gets stopped by Shayna. More working on the arm. It was fucking brutally nasty to watch the arm working, especially at some points. It was like, oh god, that looks painful. It's not look fun. Insane elbow set up, but Shayna rolls out. Crossbody to the outside by Kyrie. Baszler tossed over the barricade into Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. Duke grabs Sane's hair, but the ref doesn't see it somehow, even though she's looking right in that direction. I'm not kidding. When it shows the ref after that happens, she's literally looking in that direction, but somehow she didn't notice. Shafir gets on the apron, stops the insane elbow. Kirifuda clutch gets locked in, but Sane rolls through, much like she did at TakeOver, where she won the championship. 2 count. Duke punches Sane, or knees her. They said knee, but it looked like a punch. I couldn't really tell. Kirifuda clutch in. Shane tries to fight out. She passes out. Shayna wins. 2 and 3 on predictions. 10 out of 10. It was a fantastic match. I'm not gonna lie. That was a very good match. Then again, it was Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. I already fucking knew going into the pay-per-view it was gonna be a good match. It was honestly my second favorite match of the night. After our next match, it was my second favorite match of the night for reasons I'll get into once this match's review is done. So yeah, here we go. Match number 6, SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch for Charlotte Flair in a last women's standing match, the first ever last women's standing match. Predicted Becky Lynch. Michael Cole is very stupid. I'm just going to clarify this really quick. There were 3 counts. There was 2 small counts, which shouldn't have probably happened, and it was kind of like, why were they counting? Like, Charlotte pushed Becky over, and she kind of fell on her ass, and the ref starts counting. And then Becky pushes Charlotte over and tells the ref to count, and he starts counting. And then Becky goes down again. And what does Michael Cole say on the 3rd count? The first count of the match. No, Michael, this is the 3rd. Learn how to count, you dumb motherfucker. Becky slams Charlotte down from the top rope. Beck exploder, big boot by Charlotte. Charlotte gets sent outside the ring. Becky grabbing a weapon. She grabs a kendo stick, starts whacking her. She blocks after quite a few hits. Gets kicked in the gut, and it goes flying. Becky grabs a chair. Charlotte tosses one in the ring. Both of them tossing a bunch in. Like 12 chairs in the ring at this point. A table gets brought up by Charlotte, but Becky clotheslines her off the steps. Suplex by Flair. Chair shots to Charlotte as she's setting up the table. Charlotte gets thrown onto the stairs. Michael Cole says, a cult following of Becky Lynch. There was literally people chanting her fucking name. The entire arena was chanting her name. Cult following. Michael, you're an idiot. Becky gets suplexed on the chairs that she piled up. Charlotte grabs out another table, slides it in the ring. Becky kicks Charlotte off of the ropes. Becky sets up the table, rock bottom onto the chairs, which was really cool. Charlotte gets set up on the table, but Becky goes up top, but gets knocked down by Charlotte. Becky gets set up on it, moonsault, the table fails to break. Like every fucking women's match with a table, it failed to fucking break. Charlotte resets the table up, sets Becky up on it, and front flips, or as they say, senton, even though it was definitely a front flip. A senton is much different. Onto it, sending Becky through it. Both women get up at 9. Charlotte pulls out a ladder. The ladder, she gets kicked down, and the ladder isn't set up. It just stays like that. Just closed together, stays up, and then Becky kicks it down. It was very awkward. I didn't like it. Slammed on the ladder by Becky. Chop block by Charlotte, attacking the leg in the ladder, sets the figure 4 up in it, gets the figure 8 locked in. Becky taps, not that it'll do anything. Chair shots to Charlotte's leg. The ref, Mike Chioda, kicked the chair to her. It was like, okay, I get the chair was a little bit far, but it was kind of obvious he kicked the chair to her. I actually talked about how I thought it would have been funny if Charles Robinson, Little Nate, was in the ring and just started fucking whacking Charlotte with the chair. I thought it would have been hilarious. Charlotte gets sent in the steps. Charlotte's down after being sent into the post. Becky grabs her championship and starts walking out. Charlotte chases after her, chops. German announce table being set up. Charlotte gets set up on the table. Becky climbs the ladder. Leg drop to Charlotte through the table. Becky up. Charlotte starts trying. Becky attacks her as she gets up because she's like, "Is that all you got?" Burying her under the announcers' chairs, steel chairs, table pieces. Charlotte starts stirring. She's up. Kendo stick shots to Becky. Spear. Charlotte sets up the table from earlier, the one she grabbed out way earlier. Goes up top for the moonsault, but Becky gets up and powerbombs her through it, and Charlotte fails to make the count. Becky wins 3-3 on predictions, 20 out of 10. It's very fitting that Becky retained her championship in this match, much like she lost it initially way back in 2016 at TLC against Alexa Bliss in a tables match by getting powerbombed through the table. It was really cool that she won it the same way, and that is why it was my favorite match of the night. The storytelling, the fact that it was a first time ever match, the actual action-packed match it had, because a lot of these women's Extreme Rules type matches don't always have a huge amount of action put into them, which kind of is like, okay. And finally, on to the main event, which, in my opinion, just did not have the ability to follow that match. Match number 7 of the Raw Women's Championship match, Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. Predicted Rousey, as I'm pretty sure most people predicted Ronda Rousey. Ronda gets sent into the post after Brie distracts her. Brie slams Ronda into the post. Lots more cheap shots by Brie, more taunting from Nikki. She did the shadow boxing and a lot of push-ups, and it's like, Nikki, stop. You don't look intimidating. You look stupid. Because the way she did the shadow boxing was like, it was like, what are you doing? You shadow box like this. You go. I don't know why I did that. That looks stupid. But yeah, basically I'm trying to make the point that she doesn't know how to shadow box and she looked retarded. Abdominal stretch in by Nikki, which was actually really cool to actually see her doing something besides the Rack Attack 2.0. Ronda throws Nikki down from up top. Ronda dives from up top and Nikki rolls away. It kind of reminded me of Braun Strowman at Super Showdown where he just dove to nothingness. I was actually about to say, watch, Ronda's going to do exactly what Braun did at Super Showdown. I guarantee it. And as I'm getting ready to say it, she fucking does it. I was like, God damn it, stole my thunder. Ronda taking control. Brie gets involved more. Both get up on Ronda's shoulders and she does the judo throw thing to them. Ronda with some more judo throws, or not the judo throw, the Samoa drop thing she does. Brie elbows Ronda, gets thrown over the announce table. Alabama slam to Ronda, 2 count. Ronda gets sent into the post, Rack Attack 2.0 for a 2 count. Armbar gets locked in, Nikki immediately taps. Ronda wins, 4-3 on predictions, 8 out of 10. And this actually set up something really cool. There was a segment they showed on Raw of Becky and Ronda talking backstage, and it was really awkward because they kind of kept calling each other champ. It's like, great match, champ. It's like, yeah, you too, champ. And it was like really awkward, and then at the end, Becky doesn't say champ again, and then she walks away challenging her to a match. And yes, this is actually a match, Ronda versus Becky at Survivor Series in a brand versus brand match. And Becky walks away, and she's like, yeah, see you soon, champ. And it was like awkward that she said it again when it didn't seem like she was supposed to. I'm actually really excited for Survivor Series because of that match. That match actually kind of looks like it's going to be really cool. Armbar versus armbar, which is kind of what I like. The disarm her versus Ronda's armbar, which is something very, very cool to see, I think. If it leads to Becky breaking Ronda's undefeated streak, because yes, she is undefeated, house shows included, she's completely undefeated in every match she's ever fucking had in the WWE. If it leads to Becky breaking her streak, then so be it, and I'm going to be very fucking happy that it does, because to be honest, I don't like the idea of Ronda being undefeated, because it's kind of like, okay, she's never going to lose, and it's going to be boring, and then someone who is not the best on promos is going to be champion for too long. Now, I think what's going to happen is Nia's probably going to get involved, as she was the one who won the Battle Royal, and probably cost Ronda the match, which, to be honest, I wouldn't really be pissed about. If Ronda basically ends up losing the match, she ends up losing the match, and I like that idea. Mostly because Becky, obviously. Yeah. All in all, pay-per-view gets 3.5 stars out of 5. Which, yes, I'm doing a different rating system. I'm going to try to do star ratings as the entire pay-per-view, but a numerical rating as the actual matches. If you guys don't like that, I'll go back to doing the numerical rating. So basically, a 3.5 out of 5 would equate to maybe basically like a 7 out of 10. Is what I'm going to kind of equate to. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to stay with numerical. I don't really like the star rating. It's kind of a pain in the ass to keep up with that now. But yeah, 7 out of 10 on the total pay-per-view. The tag matches both kind of brought it down. But then the final 3 matches really brought it up. Actually, I should say final 4-ish. No, final 3 matches, along with the Mae Young Classic final match. They were all very good matches. So all in all, out of the entire pay-per-view, 4 matches out of 3 were good, and I won 4 and lost 3. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you in a few days for the Crown Jewel predictions. Stay golden. Peace.